Hello.
Hey, Criss Angel, this is Big J calling from Montana. What's up, man?
Cool, man. Thanks so much for having me on.
No problem. It's my pleasure. You got a big new season starting here. Is that right?
That's correct. It actually premieres tonight at 10 o'clock on A&E, and it's bigger and better than last season. I'm very excited about what we're doing.
Right on. What are some of the stuff you've got coming up this season?
Well, everything from tonight, I'm going to attempt to float from one building to another building, literally in the daytime, many stories up, and it's going to be in front of random people on the street. We got me walking on water at Aladdin's pool here in Las Vegas. I'm trying to make a 9,000-pound elephant disappear on the street, surrounded by a circle of spectators interlocking their hands, to just numerous things. I mean, it's really quite different than last season. There's a huge growth here, and thanks to your listeners, they made the show last season number one. This season will definitely supersede what I did in my career in last season's show. The illusions and the content is really stuff that people have never seen ever.
Right on. Well, congratulations to you for such an amazing season last year. I mean, the ratings were phenomenal. It's some of the best ratings A&E had seen, and you really kind of came in and kicked ass.
Yeah, well, thanks to have an incredible team, and thanks for people to watch, for watching, because without that connection, it means nothing. So I'm really proud of what we accomplished this season. We're still in the middle of taping, and we're really excited about what we have and some of the celebrities that we have on. And everybody should watch tonight, 10 o'clock on A&E.
Awesome.
To Mindfreak.
How do you consider, or what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a magician, an illusionist, and performance artist? What would you call yourself?
I just call myself, perceive myself as just an artist that uses many different paintbrushes to create a connection with the audience, whether it be mentalism, illusions, escapes, music, performance art. I use all different items to have that connection with the audience. But ultimately, the only thing I'm interested in is how I make somebody feel when they're watching what I do. It's not really about how I do it; it's more how they feel when they watch it.
Right on. Do you ever get upset when people, see one of your stunts, see something you do on your show, I should say, and say that's just a trick? Obviously, try to figure out how you do it, and just knock on you because they say that it's just a trick and that they know how you do it. Does that upset you at all?
Not in the slightest. I mean, for me, it's about blurring the line between reality and illusion, and leaving it up to the audience to determine what is what. And for me, it's not about tricks or anything like that. I do different demonstrations, and I believe that when the mind, body, and spirit works together, anything is possible. And a lot of the stuff that I do legitimately, people think are fake and an illusion, and a lot of the stuff that's completely illusion, people think are real. One thing I can tell you that is what you see is what you get. Whatever I do on a TV show, I will do or have done live. I won't do anything that involves trick photography or stooges or anything like that.
All right, we're talking to Criss Angel, the Mindfreak, right now on the Big J Show. Chris, I got a question for you. If somebody asks you, they see something on your show and they want to know, is that an illusion or did that really happen? Did you really do that? Are you going to tell them, or did you just let them decide for themselves?
I really prefer them to decide for themselves. I mean, last year, one of the highest-rated shows was when I did levitation, all over the place. And, we live in a technological day and age where if I'm not on top of my game, everything will be completely exposed on the Internet instantaneously. So at the end of the day, it's like my challenge as an artist is to be able to do things legitimately on the streets in one take that people could see at any angle, at any anytime I'm doing it, and not be able to stop them from doing anything, because I perform things with thousands of people around. So for me, it's about just doing my thing and allowing people to interpret it the way that it is. But what you see is what you get. It really is a great challenge for me, because a lot of magicians would never even consider doing this stuff on the streets, like at the level that we're doing them.
Right on. And how do you consider David Blaine? Do you consider him a friend, a competition?
Yeah, I don't really think of David Blaine. I don't look over my shoulder. I always look ahead, and look at what I'm doing. I give him credit for his accomplishments and stuff like that. And I think what he's done is good. But it's a little strange to me, because I've been, I create literally for this season 300 different effects that I have to shoot in more than 22 episodes. And I was underwater in 2002 in Times Square live on Good Morning America for 2 days and did it successfully. And he came by when I was in a tank one time and sent his support. It was just kind of weird why he did exactly what I did, which was on the cover of the Daily News and on Good Morning America. Why repeat something that was already done as opposed to doing something new? So that's a little strange to me, but he's a good guy, and the world's a big place. Everybody can work.
Yeah. Do you think that then, since you're familiar with that, obviously since you did it before he did, do you think is that something that there's debate here in our office anyway, whether that was a stunt, like a test of physical strength, or if it was an illusion? Do you think that he actually did that, or is that
well, a lot of without giving in respect to him, without getting into that? I mean, a lot of the things that he does, I quite don't get. Why would you want to sit in a box for X amount of days, starving yourself, when people in the world don't have a choice about starving or eating. People are losing their lives for a cause, or people are losing their lives, not with a choice. And to exploit, going without food for so many days in England doesn't make much sense to me. To do something when you're underwater for a period of time, when I did it in 2002, and it just doesn't make much sense to me. I can just tell you what I did was completely real. I spent 24 hours in a tank, which was just barely big enough to fit me. The first hour I stayed upside down with nearly 10 pounds of leg irons, shackles, and chains around me, and then the remaining 23 hours I remained right side up. And then on the 24th hour, I had to hold my breath and make my escape from the shackles, from the actual tank, live on Good Morning America in front of the press, the public, and thousands of people, literally, in Times Square. And I did it already. And I did it in an homage to Harry Houdini, who used to do something called the water torture cell. So to sit there and just kind of do something and really, not rely on your abilities as an artist, and your talents, and just kind of say, I'm going to hold my breath. I don't think he's capable of holding his breath for that period of time, but who knows?
Right on. Well, anybody that's seen your show knows Criss Angel, Mindfreak. It's loud, it's rocking. You're mysterious and stuff. I want to know what did you do before you made it big? I mean, what was like a weird job that you had before you were the cool Criss Angel that you are now?
I never had a job prior to this. This is how I made my living, whether it was doing private functions and parties and corporate events, whatever. I just did what I had to do. I actually had 3 television specials prior to my series on cable. Before this, starting in 2000, I think in 2, it was my first TV special, and then prior to that, I did 600 performances on Broadway on 43rd and in Times Square. Then I played at the Madison Square Garden. So I never really did anything outside of this.
Right on. Well, that sounds great then. Well, the show premieres tonight on A&E, Criss Angel's Mindfreak. We'll make sure to check it out, and I wish you the best with this season and many upcoming seasons.
Thank you very much for having me on, and maybe next time we'll be able to do this in person.
Definitely. I'd love to make that happen. Thanks so much, Criss. Have a good day, man.
All the very best. Thank you. Bye now.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.